Hello, my Belfast Thousand Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better from here. Alright, we are back with another That Chapter. This one is titled Mark Latunski. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't. And his Basement of Horrors. I don't know, I seen Basement of Horrors and was like, we gotta do that one. Some bitch got a creepy ass sex dungeon. Let's find out. Alright, I'm excited. Let's go ahead again in today's story. Go ahead, turn them lights down low, put on something comfy, cuddle up with someone special. Let's get creeped the hell out.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this whole video, I'm going to tell you a story, right? It's a story which has got a lot in it, and it's got quite a few similarities to another story I told you a while back. If you remember that lad Stephen Port.
I said, Anthony, I know nothing about the free how they come to be.
Stephen, this is serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty memorable. Imagine you're on the savannah, right, and you can see lions stalking and hunting little old gazelles. Now change savannah to app, and lion to a man named Mark Latunski. He loved the app Grinder. Grind's gonna grind, and he loved it because it allowed him to lure people to a certain basement in Michigan. People went there thinking they were gonna have a whale of a time. Nope. Not so. Instead it was ropes, it was chains, and not in a good sort of way, and also a frying pan frying things which...
I was just kidding about the sex dungeon and shit. I didn't know. Oh god. Everyone died, didn't they? Fuck.
should not be fried, so...
Do I even want to know what the hell he's talking about? Like, what things frying in the frying pan that should not be frying? Was he frying up some fried bologna? But not the bologna that...
Let's give it a go.
No,
Mark certainly did.
It was a new moon, and as a result of that, Latunski said that he normally eats Rocky Mountain oysters, and instead of...
Testicles. Bull testicles. Yeah. Okay, I've never personally ate bull testicles. I couldn't tell you if they're disgusting or if they're fucking delicious. I don't know. I just don't think I'd want to put something else's nuts in my mouth. No. Especially cooked.
So Swartz Creek, Michigan is where we are firing the starting pistol, for want of a better word. We haven't been to Michigan in a while, actually, have we? I missed its cold embrace of disturbing shit. Swartz Creek lies just outside the city of Flint, Michigan, a little over an hour northwest of Detroit. About 5,500 people live there, and, yeah. It's a place that exists in the world. Moving on. And it's the place where a man named Kevin Bacon lived.
Oh, yeah. See, we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now. Earl, explain it.
Tremors! Those Tremors! I love that movie! Oh my god! I love Kevin Bacon movies, I really do. I don't know why.
Not that Kevin Bacon. Tremors rules. Our Kevin Bacon was 25 years old, born in 1994 and a native of the area.
Nah, I'm just disappointed. I want the other Kevin Bacon. I want the footloose Kevin Bacon.
Attending Swartz Creek High School and then the University of Michigan, Flint, to study applied psychology. However, what Kevin Richard Bacon really loved was the old mop shop. He was mad into being a hairdresser. He having graduated from Sharp's Hair Academy in Grand Blanc, a nearby city. And during those days, in 2019, he was working at Uniquely You salon in Swartz Creek. He was close with his parents, Carl and Pamela, with his sister Jennifer, and he had a hell of a lot of friends, he had a hell of a lot of cats and a dog. He was said to be a really funny, charming, quirky guy. His friends would always say he was, very supportive of them and their endeavors. He was always there for them. He was your biggest cheerleader, but he was also a shoulder to cry on. He just made everybody feel welcome. Though he did have his own issues with self-harm and body image. Kevin, he wasn't the biggest fan of Swartz Creek. He wanted to get out and go to the big smoke. He felt a bit of FOMO, living in a small town when the action was really going on in the city, and so he was studying, he was working, and he was dreaming of eventually moving to Chicago. That was the plan anyway. So all those good things make, what happened in December 2019 all the worse. No shit. Christmas Eve is when this case begins.
Oh shit. Christmas Eve?
That cold as shit winter evening, below freezing, Kevin Bacon was off to meet a man. He'd been on Grindr, the gay dating app, and what he wanted for Christmas was, well, He had been working that day at the hair salon, which was across from his home, and after work he had done his mother and his sister.
He wanted the big package underneath the tree. Hey, more power to you, buddy. He knew what he wanted. Love you.
His hair for the holiday. But after that, according to a Rolling Stone article, they were supposed to have a big family dinner. But someone Kevin didn't want to see, didn't want to interact with, no idea who, was coming over, and so he decided to skip it. He lived with his good friend Michelle, and so after work he went back to his home, he busted out the app, see if there was any lads around who was hanging dong. And he found someone, one Olikos Kai Lucas. Butchered that.
Did he say hanging dong?
He busted out the app, see if there was any lads around who was hanging dong. And he found.
He did. I mean, I hang stockings by the chimney with care. I've never hung dong on the chimney with care. I guess everyone has a different form of Christmas, don't they?
Someone, one Olikos Kai Lucas. Butchered
Oh, I would have fucked that name all up.
that.
I feel you, bud.
As I said, Kevin was going places, but he had his own mental health issues too, depression troubles. And so getting out there and meeting new people, that was an escape for him. And so he got into his car in the early evening of the 24th of December. He told his roommate he'd be back later that night. So he popped into his car and he drove off. Drove off, never to be heard from, quite simply, again. At about 6:20 p.m., so a little over an hour after he left, Kevin switched his phone. He switched his phone off, which was quite unusual for him. Going to meet strangers like this, you might want to keep your phone handy. You never know what kind of weirdos are out there. But it was really the next day, when he was a no-show for Christmas family breakfast, that the true fear began.
I love Christmas breakfast. Red eye gravy, bro. Oh my god. I love breakfast. I love Christmas. I love Christmas breakfast. Like, whenever I was little, oh my god. That was great, bro. Get coffee cake, gravy, biscuits, pieces of the ham that was carved off. Oh, fried up with some eggs. Like, by the time dinner got around, you're so full you didn't want shit. But you still ate because it was freaking good.
It was on the 26th of December that the searches for Kevin began, and word, began to spread out. He had left to meet some stranger on Christmas Eve and never come back, never contacted his family, never contacted his friends. Very weird for Kevin. It was the next day, being the 27th of December, that Kevin's car was discovered on Miller Road, so still in the Swartz Creek area. They found the car by pinging his phone. So his phone was there, ding ding ding, but when they found the car, it did nothing to allay any fears they had, because, inside the car, they found his clothing. Now, Kevin didn't bring a spare change of clothing with him, so If his clothing was there, he was either naked or somebody had dressed him. Inside was his phone, his wallet, his ID, his cash, his everything. So his phone was there and it was still logged into all the apps it had been, as your phone does. And so from there, the police could trace, the final messages sent, which would be to one Alikas Kai Lucas. If they'd known his real name, though, they would have found a number of police reports on him. Him being Mark Latunski.
Mark Latunski.
Kevin Bacon was not the first man Mark Latunski had lured to his home on West Terrell Road, Bennington Township, about a 20-minute drive west of Swartz Creek. On the 10th of October 2018, so we're talking about 2.5 months before, Kevin Bacon disappeared, a 48-year-old man named James Carlson called 911.
Shay, Wesley 911, where's your emergency?
This is going to sound insane. I'm here in Detroit. I'm from New York, and I met this guy at the bus station who offered me a ride, and I'm not even sure where I am, but I broke out of this fucking basement, and I need a ride.
Okay.
I'm in trouble. I can't even find my way back to his place if I wanted to. Sweetheart, I need help.
Okay, I'm going to get you help. Are you walking down the street right now?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I either he drugged me, I don't know. I woke up in the fucking basement, okay? Chained in the basement with a leather thing around my ankle, and I cut it with the butcher knife that I have in my freaking hand, excuse my French. And I met this guy on by, he was cute, he hit on me. I don't know, we went out to the car, we talked, we went to the store, I had a soda, I woke up in the basement.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
I woke up in the fucking basement, okay? Chained in the basement with a leather thing around my ankle, and I cut it with the butcher knife that I have in my freaking hand, excuse my French. And I met...
Why did he have the butcher knife in his hand? Like, did the dude put the butcher knife in his hand so he could escape? I love this part. I met this guy. I'm by. He's cute. That tickles me. Don't trust cute people.
This guy, I'm by, he was cute, he hit on me. I don't know, we went out to the car, we talked, we went to the store, I had a soda, I woke up in the basement.
Okay.
He obviously drugged me.
Do you know what his name was?
No.
No?
And I don't want to pursue it, I want to go home.
He had traveled from New York to Michigan via bus.
Okay, so dude met him at a bus station, I believe he said, or bus stop of some sort, whatever. Dude thought he was cute. Hey man, you want to get in my car? Let's go get something to drink, shoot the shit. He was probably like, bro, okay. I smell what you're cooking. So then that was like the last thing he remembered, that he was drinking a soda and I say pop. He was drinking a can of pop, and then he wakes up in a basement. He had to be drugged. Like, did he put something in the pop or? And why would he have the butcher knife like in his hand so he could cut out of it? Like, where was this dude at that kidnapped you, bud? You know? I don't want to pursue it. I just want to get the fuck up out of here. I love it.
Apparently specifically for some BDSM action with the boys. He must have been really desperate, though, for it, if he traveled all the way from New York City to the middle of bumfuck Michigan via bus. A quick Google, because I am a researcher, tells me that journey takes about 20 hours on the bus. Anyways, that's besides the point. So he ended up at a bus station in Swartz Creek. Now, Mark Latunski was married. His husband's name, Jamie Arnold. And so this James Carlson had met Jamie Arnold online. Or, likely, someone claiming to be him. Marky picked James up, and James fell asleep in the car. And then he woke up, tied up, in Mark's dank, dirty basement. He managed to cut the straps loose with a butcher knife. Why there would be a butcher knife in his little sex dungeon of all things is another story. And then he booked it out of the house calling 911. No charges were pressed in the end, And that was just kind of the end of it. But 6 weeks later, on the 25th of November 2019, it happened again. This time, a 29-year-old man had ran out of Mark's house calling 911.
Sherlock County 911.
I was trying to get away from some creepy guy. He had me tied up in his basement.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I'm trying to...
Hi, I'm trying to get away from some creepy guy that had me tied up in his basement. What? What the fuck did you just say? I would be that dude on the other side of the phone going, hello, thank you for calling 911. Billy speaking. How may I help you? I don't know how they answer the damn phone. Don't fucking judge me. Yeah, I just escaped this basement where some creepy dude had me chained up. I'm like half-ass naked. I don't know what the fuck's going on. What? What the fuck are you telling me now? What? I could never be a 911 operator. I'm that dumbass. It's like, holy shit, bro. Really? Yeah, can you do something about it? I mean, yeah. Got me all fucked up, bud. I couldn't do it.
Escape from some guy who had me chained up in his basement.
He had you chained in his basement? Where are you calling from?
I don't know. He's after me.
Hey, Z, I need you to go to somewhere safe. If you can run up to somebody's house. Where are you at right now? Are you able to get away?
Help me. Help me.
The police were able to track his location, from his phone, and he ran out of the house wearing nothing but a leather kilt. As you do. And he said Mark, he was chasing him. He ran to a nearby house asking the people living there to give him an address to tell the police. And so when the police arrived, again, well, nothing happened. Mark, he just said they were fooling around, in his basement up to little something. And the reason he was chasing this fella out of his house was because, well, he was wearing Mark's leather kilt, and that was worth like $300. So he wanted it back.
I hear a pounding at my door at 4 in the afternoon, and I jump up. My dogs are barking like you probably hear, and this kid has his face covered with a rag and a phone to his ear, and he's like, help me, he's after me, just scared to death out of his mind.
This scene played out on Park's front porch, just a few houses down from Latunski's home on Terrell Street in Bennington Township.
A gentleman pulls up in my driveway in a silver SUV, and he gets out, and he's wearing the same getup this guy's wearing, which is a leather skirt and a couple of belts crossing her body, no shoes on, no shirt. This kid grabs my arm and clutches behind me. Keep him away from me, just scared out of his mind.
Again, kind of nothing happened, but these two guys...
I don't know how I'd feel if I was that guy. Like... Oh god, no, it's not a funny situation. This is fucking awful, but all at the same time, this is just too much. Oh. Why would you put the motherfucker in your leather kilt, bud? If you thought he was gonna... I don't know. All I know is this dude had shit on his face, phone to his ear, wearing a leather kilt. This other dude wearing a leather kilt. Did nothing other than these leather fucking kilts get out and hurt. I don't know.
Managed to escape. Kevin Bacon did not. This would obviously be heavily criticized later, as in maybe if these guys weren't gay, the police would have looked at Mark Latunski a little bit harder. It seemed it could have been very different, but because it was, quote, gay guys doing stuff in a basement, end quote, the police didn't really give a shit. They're, let's just let them at it. This is like that.
Why does it matter if they're fucking gay? So if a dude took another dude and locked him up in the basement, and that the dude that was locked up in the basement escaped, and he was straight, it would be different. That's dumb. That pisses me the fuck off. I'm not gay in any way, but I mean, it don't matter if you're straight or gay or whatever the case may fucking be. I don't think there should have been a fucking difference. I have a cousin that, well, I'm pretty sure he's 100% gay now. Before he was, I don't want to say bisexual, but he was more of a trisexual. He tried about anything once. That's what he would say, anyways. And I'm sorry, but he is an amazing person. He is. He's sweet as pie, like, do anything for anyone. And if someone locked him up in their basement, I would want them to do something for him just like he was a regular person because he's the fucking regular person. Oh, that pisses me off.
Dahmer situation again of the, somebody running from a house and the police not believing them. It's a sad story. But who is Mark Latunski, aka Olikus Kai Lucas, as he went by on social media?
He's a piece of shit.
Mark Latunski was born in 1969, a native Michigan.
Break your fucking face, bud.
He had a long history of mental health issues, having been committed to mental health facilities 4 times, being diagnosed with chronic major depression with psychotic features, adjustment disorder with depression, and anxiety with paranoid schizophrenia, along with borderline personality traits. And he was highly intelligent. He attended Central Michigan University, Iowa State University, and was a chemist by profession. According to his LinkedIn, he had worked in various labs, but was, most recently, self-employed. In 2001, he would marry Emily Latunski. That marriage would last about 12 years. In 2013, they divorced, and together they had 4 kids. He would lose access, though, to his kids due to his mental health issues, because he refused to take any medication, which never sets you down a good path. Like, this would lead him to, for instance, kidnapping his own children, or claiming he had murdered himself. Okie dokie then. In 2016, he remarried to a fella named Jamie Arnold. They met on Grindr. At first, Jamie, he said things were great. Mark was a sweet guy. Later, though, he said he couldn't keep up with the BDSM lifestyle, and he couldn't get Mark to take his meds. He later fled the house, though together they were very much into the... I mean, I don't know much about the whole, gay leather daddy stuff, but it's very intimidating.
Jamie, do you think that it's possible that Mark has murdered before?
Given the evidence at hand, I think it could very well be possible.
So yeah, there you go. The police were later able to track missing Kevin to Mark's home via the messages they found on Kevin's phone, arriving there late on the 27th of December. They rocked up and Mark opened the door. He said, "How is, lads? Come on in." He introduced himself to the police, Mark did, as Wilk Olikos Vilkus, and then later said his name was Thomas Edgar Hill, and that he had changed his name to Mark Latunski for his own protection. He seemed cool, calm, and collected when the police arrived, and he happily was like, "Here, listen, knock yourselves out, have a go around the place, work away." And then they went into the basement.
You can go where the fuck you want, just don't go in my sex dungeon. That's off limits.
In the basement, they found Kevin Bacon chained to the rafters by his ankles. He was completely naked, and he was long gone. So Mark, he had stabbed Kevin in the back. He had slit his throat, leaving him to bleed out. And then he had cut off his nuts and fried, and he fried and ate Kevin Bacon's testicles. He then had planned to use Kevin's blood.
What the fuck? It wasn't gonna... How... What the fuck? It It wasn't bad enough you killed the poor motherfucker, but you had to eat his damn nuts? Ugh! I'll leave a bad taste in your mouth.
And his bones to fertilize his plants and use his muscles to make jerky. He'd even ordered a dehydrator for it. He wasn't going to let any of them go to waste, I'll give him that.
The investigation into the murder of 25-year-old Kevin Bacon continues after it was revealed that 50-year-old Mark Latunski, whom Bacon had met through a dating app, was charged with his death and mutilation. At this time, Michigan State Police say Latunski is the only suspect.
Mark was arrested and charged with the murder of Kevin Bacon and also mutilation of a dead body.
My name is Edgar Thomas Hill.
Mark would later say Kevin had told him he wanted to die. He asked Mark to stab him in the spine so that he wouldn't feel a thing. But that didn't quite work out, so Mark then slit his throat, and then he used a pulley system to hang him by his ankles to allow him to, quote, expire quicker.
He leaned over and he put it outside and he go out to it. I need to make sure that it's quick and not run out. It was I was trying to see that he was already unconscious.
Attorney Doug Corrin from the Public Defender's Office told Fox 2 that this is not a murder case, and he requested that the court add a count of assisted suicide. However, the court declined.
Toxicology reports showed an antidepressant in Bacon's bloodstream. Latunski's public defender Douglas Corwin says Latunski was assisting Bacon in committing suicide.
There was evidence which court said wasn't relevant, but there was also...
That's fucking bullshit. I mean, even if I don't know. I mean, it could maybe not be bullshit. I devil's advocate here. I mean, dude did have a bout of depression and stuff like that. I mean, it is a possibility, but you should be like, oh no. But I don't think that's fucking true. I don't want to call it bullshit. Call massive loads of bullshit. Like I should have wore my fucking nose plugs kind of bullshit. This is dumb. And if they're trying to convince someone that is what it was, or it was what it is, or it isn't what it wasn't, they're stupid. Break that motherfucker's face, bro.
Evidence on the record of duloxetine, what is an antidepressant.
Latunski told Detective Moore a similar story. However,
who cares? Half of the fucking world population is depressed by fucking something. Doesn't mean everyone's out there like, hey man, you want to help me kill myself? Oh, so me God, if they do try to pull some shit like that, I'll bitch slap myself.
Text messages between the two show Kevin Bacon wanted Latunski to keep him safe after their hookup.
Kevin Bacon agrees to meet up with Mark Latunski, but expresses concerns that after the sexual interaction that he will be safe at all times.
He said Kevin Bacon was his hero, for doing all of this, for willingly sacrificing himself.
He went upstairs, he saw that, in his words, it was a new moon, and as a result of that, Latunski stated he normally eats Rocky Mountain oysters, and instead of using the oysters that he had in his freezer, he decided to use the testicles of Kevin Bacon.
Mark's lawyer would enter a plea of insanity, saying he was incompetent to stand trial, and this would be set by the judge, but about 9 months later, a judge overruled that decision.
Yeah.
And then, in September 2022, just as things were beginning to gear up for Mark Latunski's trial, he suddenly about-faced. Instead of going through with a jury trial and hoping to be found not guilty by reason of insanity, he instead pleaded, against the wishes of his attorney, guilty to the murder and mutilation of Kevin Bacon. He pled guilty to all charges against him.
Did you use a knife to stab Mr. Bacon?
Yes, I did.
Did you know that stabbing Mr. Bacon with a knife would most certainly create a very high risk of death or grave bodily harm to Mr. Bacon?
Yes, I did.
After Mr. Bacon was dead, did you remove part of his body, specifically his testicles?
Yes, I did.
Did you move those testicles to the kitchen?
Yes, I did.
The court finds that this is a crime of cold calculation. Kevin Bacon's death was Mark Latunski's design. The court finds the defendant guilty of first-degree premeditated murder.
Yeah.
He selected the knife because
You're gonna be eating Rocky Mountain oysters every fucking night, bud. Oh yeah. They're gonna be dipped in your mouth. Piece of shit. Oh, I hate this dude so much.
the sword wasn't sharp enough.
Latunski pled guilty last month, waiving his right to a jury trial, a move his attorney disagrees with.
And no, I do not wish he had entered a guilty plea. I think that we would have been successful at trial, but we certainly have to accommodate his wishes and respect those.
And then
He didn't get respect shit of that motherfucker. He didn't respect shit. Fuck him. Hope someone scalps his ass. Hope someone dips their balls in his mouth. I hope he gets boomed in the butt by things he doesn't want.
in October, he was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole.
No chance. Nah, fool.
I think that's where he should be.
Yeah.
You know, for his own safety. Well, for not his own safety at this point, and for everybody else's safety, to be frank. Though I am Mike. And so that kind of ends this reign of terror by Mark Latunski, a guy who was
a piece of shit.
Well, you know, he was obviously completely not there at all, and did just the most horrific things. It's also a story of complete failure by the police.
Oh, that pisses me off to no end. I don't give a damn if you gay, bisexual, straight, transgender. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't give a fuck who you are. If someone is doing something to you, that shouldn't fucking matter. What you like to do in your private fun time should not make a damn bit of difference when someone's holding you fucking prisoner in their motherfucking basement. That's bullshit. That goes through me. I'm sorry, y'all. It does. It goes through me. I don't know why, but it really fucking does.
You know, when you have not one but two people, count them, two, you know, running from this guy's house saying they had been drugged and chained up and there was a butcher knife there. I mean, come on, what are you gonna do with that? You know, they had fled saying this guy was gonna do something that was not gonna be a lot of fun, probably not what they signed up for Grindr for. The police didn't give a single solitary shit until poor Kevin Bacon was tragically, you know, for such a lovely guy, had such a horrible end. It's a case of the writing once again, as we see time and time again, the writing being on the wall, but being ignored. You know, police just not really wanting to get involved, even though it's their fucking job. At least Mark is where he deserves to be, he should be. And I think I'll leave the final quote of this video with good old, you know, the other Kevin Bacon, because I completely agree when he said, "Fuck yeah!"
Oh, that's fucking great. Oh, fuck. That just pisses me off that the police didn't look into it just because it was a gay dude. Who gives a fuck? A crime is a crime, no matter who the fuck it's against. If that traumatized you guys like it traumatized me, leave a thumbs up, please and thank you. And if you're a fan of the spooky, scary, strange, deranged things that just make you so angry you just want to reach out and bitch slap the TV, the iPhone, the iPad, whatever device you're watching this on, think about subscribing before you do it. Yeah. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, that motherfucker. I like his kilt, though. I ain't gonna lie. I want a leather kilt. I want a kilt just in general. I love kilts. Not for his reasons, but for my own reasons. I am Irish. Like, I like kilts. They're comfy. You don't have to wear underwear with them. You can just feel the breeze beneath your knees.